Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. In this video, we continue further with the date category. Let us learn a new function called as DATEADD to begin with. So as the name suggests, DATEADD adds intervals in the date. So what are intervals? We already know. This function has three inputs: interval, increment, which is integer, and then a date time. And it returns a date time. Although it returns a different data type which we have not yet discussed about, which is small date time. We'll come to that. So here, for example, I start with year. Let's say I want to add 1 year in a date, and that date can either be a static date or current date, anything. So this will take a date and plus 1 year. So if you run this, so you get 2024, while the current being November 23. Okay. Similarly, you can keep on adding other parts like month, day, and so onwards. Look at this. Now this returns you 3rd of December. Okay. Simple to start with. This can also take you backwards. So for example, if you say -3, so it will go back to 2020. As simple as that. This is what the basic understanding of DATEADD is. Now moving further, there is another function called as DATEDIFF. Now as the name suggests, it gives you the difference between two dates. Let us see how. The first is interval. So for example, I say I want to know the difference in number of years. You get a starting date and then the ending date. Alright. So a starting date can either you can specify in single quotes or use date from parts or any ways that you want, right? So for example, let's say date from parts. Okay. Open the bracket and let's say my year begins at 2010, comma, and get date. And keep in mind, wherever it is asking for a date, you can either use a function or pass a column, right? So look at this, 13 years. Now this will give you the complete number of years. The residual will not be given to you. What it means is from Jan 1, 2010 till Jan 1, 2023, 13 years have completed. It will not give you those residual number of months or decimals. Similarly, you can count the number of months between these two dates. So you just multiply by 12. But this will be more accurate as compared to years because it will give you complete number of months. And then if you say DD, it will give you the complete number of days, which is perfectly accurate. Okay. So these are some basic things about both the functions to get started with. Another function which can be handy is called a function called as EO month. It accepts two things. EO month is nothing but end of month. It returns a date time. So for example, I say get date. You can write any date over here in any way or a column, comma. And if I write 0 over here, because this second parameter has to be integer, what will it do? EO month gives me the end of the month of that particular date. So the current date is 3rd of November. The month end will be 30th of November. And what does 0 mean? If I add 1 over here, you will be able to see the difference. This second argument, what it actually does is it first internally adds those number of months in the date that you pass. And after that, it will give you the end of month. So here I said 0, it will not add any number of months. But when I said 1, it will add 1 month in current date, which is today's date is 3rd of November. So that will be 3rd of December. And then the month end of that particular date, which is 31st of December. You can also go backwards. If I do -1, what will happen? So first, 3rd of November will become 3rd of October. And then again, it will default to end of month, which is 31st of October 2023. With this EO month, we can dynamically derive start date, end date of a particular month, current month, or the previous month. We'll see those kind of examples also in a more realistic scenario. But right now, it was only about getting acquainted with these functions. So that's all for right now. We have a strong foundation by understanding these all functions in date and time category over the last 3 videos. And this is not done. There are many more things that we are going to learn in detail about data types on date and time and use these functions dynamically in scenarios. So that's it. See you in the next videos.